Hey everyone, we're here for our daily update in devotions. As far as updates, many of you got an email today with your newsletter article and also a video explaining more about our summer discipleship Bible study that's starting this Sunday, June 7th at 9:30 a.m. in the sanctuary, followed by Sunday school from 10:30 to 11:15 in our various classes. And so I encourage you to read through the newsletter, to watch the video so you can be updated on that. On a side note, we are beginning nursery back this week. So during the 9:30 worship service, we will have nursery available from 3-year-olds down. We will not have children's worship yet, but we will have bed baby nursery and 2- and 3-year-old nursery as well. And then Sunday school, we will have Sunday school from 10:30 to 11:15 with all the classes. Parents, you'll take your kids to class, and then you'll go to the young adult class as well. And so I look forward to worshiping with you Sunday and starting our summer Bible study discipleship program with the book of Philippians. All right, let's continue today with our devotion, which comes from Proverbs chapter 26. Yesterday we looked at verses 1 through 11. Today we're looking at verses 13 through 28. And we're going to take these in little sections. There's 4 sections here, and we're going to take those 4 sections. So let's begin. Chapter 26, verses 13 through 16. It says, "The slacker says, 'There's a lion in the road, a lion in a public square. A door turns on its hinges, and a slacker on his bed. The slacker buries his hands in a bowl. He is too weary to bring it to his mouth. In his own eyes, a slacker is wiser than 7 who can answer sensibly.'" A slacker. Slacker is just another word for lazy or sluggard. And the thing to remember, we often think of lazy people for those doing nothing at all. But we got to remember that just because you work hard in one area of your life doesn't mean you're not lazy in other parts of your life. We all struggle with being slackers or being lazy in some aspect of our life. So don't forget that. It says here that we're not to be lazy in any aspect of our life. See what happens here to a slacker? A slacker ignores what's happening around him. A slacker puts things off for no reason at all, and a slacker thinks they are wiser than everyone else in the room or anyone trying to advise them. So what you need to do is ask God, where am I being a slacker in my life? What aspect of my life? Is it church? Is it Bible study? Is it spending time with my kids? Is it discipling my children? Is it caring for my spouse? Is it at work in my literal job? Is it caring for my home, caring for my yard? Wherever it may be, ask God, say, God, wherever I'm a slacker, please weed that out of my life. All right, then let's look at verses 17 through 19. It says, "A person who is passing by and meddles in a quarrel that's not his is like the one who grabs a dog by the ears, like a madman who throws flaming darts and deadly arrows. So is the person who deceives his neighbor and says, 'Oh, I was joking all along.'" Here, a meddler. See, what he's saying here is basically mind your own business. It's easy to jump into situations that have nothing to do with us. We insert ourselves. See, to be wise means you don't insert yourself into a dispute that doesn't involve you, or you have nothing wise or anything to add to it. See, sometimes, though, it can't be avoided. You may get dragged in because it's family or friends or at work, but don't go looking for trouble. Don't go trying to insert yourself into other people's problems and issues. That's not wise. You can't do that. You can't be a meddler. All right. Now, piggybacking on being a meddler, we're going to pick up and look at verses 20 through 22. Verses 20 through 22 say, "Without wood, fire goes out. Without a gossip, conflict dies down. As charcoal for embers and wood for fire, so is a quarrelsome person for kindling strife. A gossip's words are like choice food that goes down into one's innermost being." A gossip. Gossip can be deadly to a relationship. See, the purpose of gossip, whether you realize it or not or want to admit it or not, the purpose of gossip is to destroy. Just like every other sin that exists, that all sins have the exact same goal, to destroy. And gossip creates conflict. Gossip destroys relationships. So what are we to do? We are to avoid gossip, and we're also to avoid people who love gossip. We don't participate in gossip. We back away. We walk away. Right? Gossip, again, is deadly. So we need to guard our hearts and be wise and not think, hey, I don't need to gossip. I don't need to talk about someone behind their backs. I don't need to start rumors. What I need to do is I need to be a person of integrity. If I see someone struggling, I go to them for the purpose of encouraging them and helping them and lifting them up, not tearing them down. So don't be a gossip. All right, now let's look at verses 23 through 28. It says, smooth lips with an evil heart are like glaze on an earthen vessel. A hateful person disguises himself with his speech and harbors deceit within. When he speaks graciously, don't believe him, for there are 7 detestable things in his heart. Though his hatred is concealed by deception, his evil will be revealed in the assembly. The one who digs a pit will fall into it, and whoever rolls a stone, it will come back on him. A lying tongue hates those it crushes, and a flattering mouth causes ruin. A liar. Words can be deceiving. Just because someone sounds good or what they say sounds right doesn't mean they are good or they have good intentions hiding in their heart. Again, words can be deceiving. And Scripture reminds us that we don't look at the words, we don't listen to the words of someone, we look at their heart, we look at their actions and see what kind of fruit they're bearing. See, verse 26 reminds us that all the actions of the deceitful person will be revealed to the assembly. They'll be exposed to who they truly are. So don't be fooled by someone's words. Just because someone comes saying that they're, hey, I'm a believer in God, I'm a follower of God, believe what I'm saying, don't fall victim to that. Just like we talked about in the Sermon on the Mount this past Sunday, and how we talked about most all the New Testament books, all but 2, directly warn you against false teachers and false believers and people who come with flattery words, but their hearts are deceitful. So you need to be wise in that. Don't be a liar. Don't be someone who deceives others with their words. So to review, today we looked at a slacker, a meddler, a gossip, and a liar. What do all these have in common? They all destroy relationships. You cannot build healthy relationships with God or with any other person by participating in these activities, by being a slacker or being a meddler, by being a gossip or being a liar. So, rather than being a slacker, be diligent. Rather than being a meddler, be a peacemaker. Rather than being a gossip, be an encourager. Rather than being a liar, be a person of integrity. Be a light for the gospel, faithfully living for the glory of God. I hope you have a great evening. I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow.